how can you stay motivated on the goals that you set out for 2019 when it seems like you're doing things but you're not getting different results than what you had the previous years? How can you overcome the discouragement that comes for not seeing the results, even though you're still at the beginning of the year? If that's something that interests you, well, it's coming up. What's going on, everybody? My name is Salem Soni and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this YouTube channel, I'll focus on two things. We talk about faith, we talk about entrepreneurship. My desire is to help individuals such as yourself. I want you to be more motivated, to discover your purpose, and to understand that you are God's very best. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. So today, we're going to be motivated. I'm going to show you how you're going to have a powerful and successful 2019. So there's usually two things, especially when you want to have a different year, different results than you've had in the past. These options range from either reducing your goals, right? You had these goals last year and the years before that you didn't accomplish. Well, you can just go ahead and reduce your goals. That doesn't sound like the type of person you are. If you watch this channel, you know that I'm somebody who always motivates you to shoot for big goals, go for everything that God has in store for you, so achieve as much as you can. It's easier to see people Instagram the life that they live. You're doing everything that you think is going to get you that, but you're not getting the result that they seem to be having, and that can be discouraging. Somebody can say, well, reduce your goal. Maybe don't shoot so high. Maybe don't go for all these different things. That's one approach. On the other spectrum, what I want to encourage you to do is change your approach. So instead of reducing your goals, change your approach. Because if you've done the same thing in the past several years and you've not gotten the result that you've looked for or that you were anticipating or hoping for, maybe the approach is what's wrong. Change the approach in which you're going after your goals. Change your approach in which you're chasing after the things that you want. That's something maybe I want you to think about, right? So if the approach got a certain type of result and you want different result than those results, maybe the approach was wrong. Maybe you have a different approach and it can yield different results. So that being said, I want to give you a quick story and I'm out. So I was reminded of Jesus, the master teacher. You guys already know, is one of the highest examples that I ever give. So when I talk about him, I'm always excited and happy to tell the story. So in Matthew chapter 17, we see a particular story. In this story, there was a man who came because his son was demon possessed, and the demon would always throw the son in convulsions and seizures. You would fall into the fire or sometimes fall into the water. Just crazy. I mean, as a parent and you have a child that's going through these strange and mysterious things, it can be heartbreaking. And I'm thinking, even as a friend, sometime ago, or a sibling, my sister might be going through something and I'm hurting, I don't know how to help. I can imagine as a parent, maybe your children are going through some things and it's hard for you to know what to do, and you can feel powerless. Or sometimes you're a business owner and you're not getting the results, or you're about to be foreclosed on, or there's a lot of things that are happening and you don't know where to find that results, or political instability in your country is creating some other results, or because of the financial situation, poverty, there's a lot of things, sicknesses. There's a lot of things in our lives that sometimes are beyond our control, and it can bring a sense of desperation. So 2019 starts and you already feel like all these things are happening. So this dad found himself in this situation because of what was going on with his son. I'm guessing he's already had heard about Jesus. So he calls on Jesus' disciples to come and help him. The story goes on that when he meets Jesus, he explains the story to Jesus and tells them, I told your disciple, I asked them to come, but they weren't able to resolve the situation. And when I look at that this man brought Jesus' disciple, it's the same thing with us, right? So we're trying to find solution. And you're doing that. You're trying to find solution. You're trying to understand what is going on. You're not just staying, hand crossed doing nothing. You're looking for means, and you're looking for ways to find solution to your problem. And I applaud you for that. I applaud this man for saying, I'm not going to leave my son in this situation. I'm going to try to find a remedy. And Jesus, I heard that he's healing these people, and his disciples are doing the same. Let me call upon his disciples to come and help. And he did. But in this case, the story says that they weren't able to get this demon out of his son. So he meets Jesus and says, Jesus, I need your help. Here's what's going on with my son. I asked your disciples to help me. They tried, but nothing has changed. Fast forward the story a little bit. Jesus, after speaking to the man, after praying, casts out the demons out of him. The child was restored, was healed. But see, that's not where the story ends. And that's not where I want to drive in my big points. So the disciples, after the scene ends, the story goes on and says, the disciples brought Jesus privately and asked him. It says, wait, why didn't the demon come out when we prayed for it to come out? Why didn't that situation change when we got involved in there? Why didn't we get the result that we were looking for? What happened? And Jesus said something that I want to make sure that we remember today. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can tell this mountain to move and throw itself into the water, and it will. Nothing will be impossible for you. However, this kind does not go out except through prayer and fasting. What was Jesus trying to say? What was Jesus trying to tell his disciple in this particular case? You've prayed for other demons before. You've cast out demons. You've freed people. You've delivered people. You've healed people before. That's what Jesus was trying to help them understand. That if you have a faith as small as a mustard seed, it's not so much about the quantity of your faith, it's the quality of the faith that you have. But he said in this particular regard, you need to understand that you have to have a different approach. So it's not the fact of just praying, but you need to be having fasted and prayed. So Jesus is showing them that I want you to have a different approach. Because some of the challenges you will face will require a different approach. So in 2019, you want to have different goals. So let's listen to these words that Jesus is sharing with us, that our approach might be different. Maybe your relationship is going through some challenges. Maybe your finances are going through some things, your children, whatever the case may be. I'm just encouraging you to look at it differently. So this year, I want you to think of it as, I want to have a different approach. Help me, God. Whether it might be prayer or fasting. I'm fasting. Maybe that's another reason I got inspired to also share this, because of the corporate fast we're doing. A lot of you guys have heard of the Daniel fast. But beside fasting, I think in general, as for the year, whether your goals may be, think about how can I have a different approach to have a successful year. Maybe changing the way you diet if you want to lose weight. Maybe change the way you communicate if you want to have a better relationship or communication with whatever the person, spouse or friends that you are surrounded with. Maybe change the way you are looking about your business or your finances. Maybe change the actions you've done. Change your approach to have different results. I hope that was helpful. If it was, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, but also share it to 1 or 2 people. I hope it's going to be beneficial to them as well. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming like this year. I'm super excited for that. And never forget, you are God's very best. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.